the police officer who entered, official response is, everybody get the F out. And that included us. And so yeah, that's what happened. I was refusing. I had told them, I said, I'm not leaving this room until you clear this room of these fascists. Like, you were going to remove them. You're not going to let this heckler's veto stop a free speech from happening. But after that point, one of our student leaders, Autumn, she was trying to get to one of our cameras to protect our camera. She gets hurt in this altercation. She begins crying. And so then we were like, that's it. And then the police escorted us and then detained us into a safe room. That's what Antifa wanted. They wanted to silence me. So when actually the police like usher us out and make us leave the room, you actually hear in the live stream, all the Antifa protesters, the trans protesters, they start cheering because they know they've won. It's clearly a failure of training at the school's part. It's clearly the school's willingness to continue to allow Antifa, trans radicals, other pro-abortion activists to rule the roost, and dictate the terms. And that to me was one of the most frustrating parts of the entire evening, that where you have a peaceful gathering, our students had worked so hard to organize the event, dealing with the school pushback of them not even letting us have AV, promoting the event, all of the threats and that they've received throughout the course of the year, for this big event that they had planned to then just be silenced because these folks entered the room and knew they could create chaos and a threatening situation for them to win. That's actually part of the next step is obviously going to be the legal step against VCU. But one of my very first demands will be that we should be invited back on campus, and the safety of our students, of pro-choice students, of us, the speakers should be guaranteed. And the police force and the security service there needs to be educated about how to properly handle these type of events. So this heckler's veto can't continue at VCU. They are angered, and because Roe versus Wade has been reversed, they're mad. These trans women who will never get pregnant and can't ever get pregnant somehow feel like they're justified in shouting down biological women when they want to talk about abortion. You can't let that win. You can't let that behavior rule the day. They weren't even willing to have a discussion, have a conversation with me. They just wanted to call me a fascist and a Nazi. We have to continue to forge ahead. We have to continue to, force conversations to happen, even when people don't want to have those conversations. And the more they don't want them to have those conversations, the more it tells us we must have them. People need to understand this is a serious threat in our country, where we have terrorists who walk onto public campuses, who aren't even students there, who shut down civil discourse and dialogue. How can our constitutional republic, how can our nation survive if we allow this to happen? I mean, this is a true battle that is waging, but we can't let that battle, we can't let those hecklers veto our rights to freedom of speech and freedom of expression and assembly. If we do, we will lose those